Hello, and welcome to a very belated episode 17 of the Knit Upriver podcast. My name is Carrie, and I'm the dyer behind Yakagini Yarns. I'm coming to you, as always, from my home in southwestern Pennsylvania, where I live with my husband Todd and our 10-year-old boxer Tonka. I don't know if he'll make an appearance. He's kind of laying on the floor down here to my side, so we'll see how friendly he's feeling. I will apologize for any background noise that you're hearing, lawnmowers and such. It's actually a very warm day for southwestern Pennsylvania. It's supposed to be up near 77, and I do have the windows and whatnot open just to kind of enjoy some of the fresh air that's coming in. Definitely not an autumn day, which I'm kind of bummed about. I've had enough of summer. It can go away now. But if you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for spending some time with me today. You can find me, as always, on Instagram as @YakYarns and Ravelry as Carrie Jean, and I also have a Yakagini Yarns group in Ravelry if you search in the groups tab, as well as on Facebook and the website plus the online store. So it's been a while since I've talked to you. Are you going to come up and say hi? Well, come on. Come on. Hey, here's Tonka, our little old man. He's feeling kind of needy at the moment, so forgive me. But it has been a little while since I've talked to you. Unfortunately, life has happened, as it does. And it's just been a very busy end of summer, beginning of fall kind of thing. I have been getting quite a bit of knitting done, as well as attending several festivals where we're vending and whatnot. But really don't have any other explanation. Okay, are you done? Can I talk to the people now? Hop down. Come on. Get down. All right, thank you. Go lay down. Go. All right, sorry about that. The life of being a dog owner. Like I said, I have been getting quite a bit of knitting done. So the first things I want to show you actually are my current works in progress. So after I talked to you guys last time, I cast this pair of socks on. It's the Afterthought Heels Revisited pattern, my favorite kind of go-to pattern by Laura Linneman. And I am using my yarns in this. This is yarn I dyed. This is the Mon sock in my Monster Mash color. Okay. And I'm putting a Sparkle Mini with it in the green apple color. So here's the ball I'm using. This is the Monster Mash colorway. I dyed this up for Halloween. It will be disappearing from the shop on October 31st. That'll be the last day you can get it. So if you like what you're seeing, I would recommend you go get it while it's here. I won't have it back until maybe next year. And then this is a green apple mini. The color's kind of blowing out, but it's a very neon type of green. And like I said, I cast these on last time I had talked to you guys. I have the mark in here for where I'm putting my Afterthought heel. But yeah, this is Monster Mash. Now I'm doing a 60 stitch, and I'm using my Knitter's Pride. These are US size 1, 2.25 millimeter, and it's a 40 inch. Because I always do magic loop 2 at a time. Won't do socks any other way anymore. I'm a lazy knitter. I knew I'd have second sock syndrome, so there's no sense in doing it any other way. But I have about 2 more inches to do on the leg before I put the cuff on, and then I'll get the heels and everything on. This is currently residing in my Ravenclaw bag from the Stitching Plaza. I think she's out of San Francisco. I know she's California, but yeah, my Ravenclaw bag. This was gifted to me. And of course, I have my little Knit for Chocolate badge on there. Gotta have chocolate, right? So that's one work in progress. Let me see. I think the last time I had talked to you guys too, I had shown you, I just started this. I only had a couple of inches done, but I'm working on my boxy sweater. Hello Catelli. This is the original boxy, the fingering weight one. And I'm doing the seamless version, if you're not familiar. There's the boxy. Now this is a paid for pattern. The other one was a free pattern. You can get it the Afterthought Heels Revisited on Ravelry. But the last time, let me find my markers. Where'd they go? I know they're on here. Okay. Last time I talked to you guys, I was where that little sheepy is. Right there. And I've got about 12 inches of the body done. I need to get to 16. Ta-da! Let me see if I have my tags in here. Yes, I do. Oh, money. I'm using Space Cadet yarn. If you know her. She's an indie dyer from Pittsburgh, if you're not familiar. And I've had these skeins, we calculated, in my stash for about 6 or 7 years. They've marinated quite a while. But I'm using her 2 balls of her Northern Lights colorway. Okay. This was, I think, a show special color that she did on her Celeste base. This is 100% superwash merino fingering weight. And then I'm using 2 balls of, this was Department of Rocket Science. These are her one-of-a-kind experimental skeins. And while they're pretty close, I mean, they're not identical. By any means are they identical. But there's definitely tones of this one in this one. Alternating every 2 rows. So I'll do 2 rows in one and 2 rows in another. And you really can't tell. I can't tell anyway. To me, it just looks like one big continuous skein with little pops of color. But very pleased with the way this is coming along. I know it's going to be a long haul, but I'm anxious. I want it done so I can wear it this winter. Now, the other things, we're going to see how far I can get on this. But my husband, and this is living in my bird leg bags. The other one, oh, I forgot to tell you my bag on the other one. My Boxy is actually living in one of my Whimsy Stitches bags. This is one of his big drawstring bags. And I know he says that it'll fit like 2, maybe 3. I've got 4 skeins of yarn in there plus a sweater. It's a very generous size, and I'm loving it. So, thank you, Rick. This one is in my sweater size bird leg bag, which I'm going to need. Excuse me. My husband has decided he would like a sweater, another one. So, he picked out, and this is another paid for pattern, the adult version of the Jones sweater by Tin Can Knits. Okay? And it's just a baby. I've got the ribbing done. That's it, just the ribbing. And I started marking where the pattern repeats are going to go. I've just switched over to bigger needles. These are on my Knitter's Pride interchangeables. I think these are size 6. Yeah, I'm using a US size 6 for the body. For the ribbing, I used a size 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter. And I am working with a bunch of this Patton's Classic DK Superwash in I think it's a medium gray. Yeah, medium gray heather, which is the color he picked out. I'm hoping, and I'm going to try, I have 18 balls of that. They're 50 gram skeins. I'm hoping to have it done for him for Christmas. Let's see. Not sure if that's going to happen, but we're going to try. So hold me to it. Don't let me slack. Pick on me, comment, keep me going. So that's one Christmas gift started. And then the last work in progress I have, this has been sitting, balled up, waiting to be started. This one I believe is a free pattern. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive this one's free. This is the Silver pattern by Lisa Much. Okay, just a basic triangular shaped shawl. And I am using, I lost my tag ages ago, but this is a Destination Yarns. This is one of her first class singles. In Rainy Afternoon is the colorway. It's a 70% superwash merino and 30% silk. And again, I've just cast this on. These are on, again, on my Knitter's Pride interchangeables. I have just a little tiny, it's a mini shawl. That's what that is. It's a little mini shawl right now. It's from Munchkin. These are US size 8 5mm needles, which is what the pattern calls for. So, and it is currently residing, ugh, can't talk. Currently residing in my Diary of a Yarn Snob sugar skull bag. Very Halloween-y. I thought it was appropriate. I had a bit of startitis last Monday. Sorry. And reason I have so many FOs on the go right now, or yeah, so many works in progress on the go, is because I have just as many finished objects. So the first one I'm going to show you, this is, again, the Afterthought Heels Revisited by Lauren Linneman. I finished hubby's Hot Stuff socks. Yay! And yes, if you look, they are kind of gradient there. They are dark and then they go really light. This was one of my Mon Sock river wrapped sock lengths. This was a 2 at a time one, the 2-man river wrap. All of them are one-of-a-kind colors. Sorry, couldn't repeat this if I tried. And then I used a chestnut mini for the heels and the cuff. So yeah. I did modify the pattern and just did, I think it's a 3x3 ribbing up the leg because he liked that. So that's those. These are part of another one of his Christmas gifts. He knows about them and he's okay with it. He's just excited to be getting more handmade socks. He's quite thrilled with them and they fit really well, he said. So I finished those, so yay. Have new yarn picked out to start him another pair here as soon as I finish my Halloween socks. And then, because I needed something that was quick, I had those socks going and I had my sweater going and I was like, I need something instant gratification. I haven't written the pattern down yet, but it's just a basic beanie. I used my Yak DK yarn in the Ugly Christmas Sweater colorway. Okay. And then I bought, this was too much fun to pass up, just a faux fur pom-pom. I'm not putting it on because my hair is done for the day and I don't want to mess it up. Yes, my vanity. I have somewhere to be this afternoon, so. But I thought the turquoise pom-pom was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you where to get your own fun fur. These are faux fur, not real fur. Faux fur pom-pom for any animal lovers out there. But yeah, I thought that was just a nice finishing touch. It's just a basic 2x2 ribbing on the brim, and then just stocking it, and I did the decreases and stuff at the top, so yay, that one's done. Contemplating writing that pattern up. It's just a basic beanie, but hey, you never know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Or would you be interested in something like that? Is that something you would want, or are there too many already on Ravelry? Let me know. What else do we have? Then I had some of the Ugly Christmas sweater left over, and I've told you before about my great nieces and great nephews. Well, for Christmas this year, the great nieces and great nephews have requested some hand knit toys, which I'm okay with. It gives me an excuse to sit here in front of the TV and make something fun. So these guys were finished. So this is Susan Claudino pattern. This is Booyah for anybody who hasn't made it. And I used my Yak DK in the Ugly Christmas Sweater colorway. Okay. And then this is Belfry. This was some yarn from Stash. I think it was a Willow Daily Superwash. I don't remember if it's DK or worsted weight, and I'm pretty sure the color name was Fig. But don't quote me on that. I cannot find the label anymore. It's long since disappeared, but he was really cute. And these are from my great niece, Willow. Willow's, come back here, Booyah. Willow's, sorry about that. Willow's favorite color is pink. So I figured that would work really well. So she gets a Belfry and a Booyah. Okay. So those guys were done. And then we had a lot of I had a lot of car knitting because we've been traveling to all sorts of festivals. Tonka, no. Those are not for you. He was trying to steal a Belfry. I had a lot of car knitting, so I grabbed some Cascade 220 Superwash from my stash. I don't know what the colorway is. And I made a cobblestone. Just a beanie. This will go in gift stash. Not sure who it'll be for. But probably a nephew or someone. But yeah, just a basic beanie. So that was finished item number 4. And considering it's been a month or so since I've talked to you guys, it makes sense that I have that many FOs. But yeah, so yeah, plenty of knitting going on. Apologies for the noisy vehicles going up and down the road. What else? That's all I have as far as knitting. I have been getting a fair amount of cooking done. I don't know if I spoke about it on the last one, but my husband and I have kind of adopted a flexitarian type of diet, which what that means is that so many days a week we're doing strictly vegetarian meals, trying to cut back on the amount of meat that we're eating for health reasons. No, nothing seriously wrong, but we're trying to like stop it before it gets bad. But some of the favorite ones that we've been eating, I don't have a picture of the first one. It's a hearty black bean soup. I found the recipe online. I will put a link to it in the show notes. And it was a really, really good soup. If you're looking for something, it was quick. It was easy. The beans were canned, so it wasn't like it had to sit and simmer for hours and hours and hours. But it was a good weeknight meal. We really enjoyed that. And then one of the other ones he's really been enjoying because for whatever reason he planted way too many freaking potatoes for 2 people. But I have potatoes everywhere right now. Kind of tired of potatoes, guys. But yeah, this is another one of our favorite recipes. It's a potato cheese soup. The recipe calls for Swiss, but I actually generally use sharp cheddar in it, and my husband really enjoys it. I'll make a big pot of that with some fresh bread and whatnot, and maybe a salad, and dinner is done. And then the other new recipe that I tried this past month was from this book, Simple 1, 2, 3 Slow Cooker. I found this actually on clearance at a local Barnes & Noble probably about 3 years ago. The cookbook was like $4 and it's paid for itself so many times it's not even funny. But it was this Mediterranean lentil soup. Yeah, okay. Which was really, really good. And yes, I will make sure that there are links to all 3 of these recipes for anybody who might be interested in the show notes. That's all I'm going to say about cooking. But I wanted to at least mention those ones to you guys because we've been really enjoying them. And the lentil soup, I don't know about you, but during the fall and the winter in particular, when I'm making a batch of soup, I will make a big batch. And then I have containers. I will freeze them for quick meals later on in the next month or so. That way I don't have to make another big batch. I don't take, I get to eat multiple times off of one pot of soup. It's very convenient, especially for nights where I just don't feel like cooking, which, let's be honest, that happens to everybody. I have had just a few acquisitions. I've actually been very, very good. The first one I'm going to show you are the rest of the pom-poms that I got from. These came from FF Fabu Knits. I do not have her business card anymore. I'm not sure what happened to it because I did get these about a month ago. But I got 2 of the turquoise ones. And these have been in an envelope, so once they're out, they fluff out quite a bit. I got 2 of the turquoise ones. And I got 1. Don't ask me what they're going on. I'd have to lie and make up some sort of an excuse to you. But they were fun, and I wanted to have them, just because. 1 of the emerald green. I got 1. It's like a white, and there's little black tips on the end of it. I don't know if that's coming across really well, but let's see. That I thought would be fun on something. And then, because these were just too cute to pass up, I got 2 rainbow. And they're totally different colors, which I'm okay with, because then I can put them on different things. But yeah, I got 2 rainbow pom-poms. Don't know what they're for, but I see a lot of hat gifting. It might be the year of the hat for Christmas gifts this year. I guess it's better than getting cats. I don't know. We'll see. Then I did have a tiny little bit of yarn indulgence. Cozy Knitter, I don't know if any of you guys follow her stuff. She has been doing a lot of shop updates. She had a big festival that she did, and I was lucky enough to grab 2 of her sets. This is one of her Halloween. It's called Haunted. So it has this gorgeous gray with oranges and yellows and real dark black, and then the dark charcoal kind of mini. Okay. And this is her Bliss base, which is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. So these are going to be my husband's neck socks. I'm going to cast these on. I know I won't have them done for him for Halloween, but that's okay. Tonka, leave the pom-pom alone. He's trying to eat my pom-pom. Sorry. But yeah, that's the haunted one. And then I managed to snag. I have been eyeballing this set since last year when I saw it. I was never lucky enough to grab it, so I grabbed it this time. This is one of her Winter Wonderland. Periwinkle, light blue, medium blue, silver, and white. I can't wait to cast these on. I think these are going to be my Christmas socks this year. But yeah, this is her Winter Wonderland, and it's just a regular white mini. I didn't want it to glitter or anything. I'm not really kind of a sparkly girl. Anybody who knows me will be able to understand that. And I had to get some new stitch markers from Melissa at Knitty by Nature. And she sent them to me in this really cute Life's Too Short for Bad yarn. They're nothing exciting. They're just standard, you know, ring stitch markers. But I went to use mine to mark the sections for my husband's Jones cardigan, and I realized, yeah, I gave all mine to my mom because she was over here for sweater help a couple weeks ago, and she didn't have any. She just didn't think she needed them. I'm like, really? You're going to do lace and cables and not have stitch markers? What's wrong with you, woman? So I was the good daughter, and I gave her all of my stitch markers that I had that were like that. And I didn't have any when I needed them to do my cable patterns. Go figure. It's been remedied. So thank you, Melissa, for getting those to me so quickly. Now I can commence knitting on my husband's sweater. And then the very last thing I had, I was at the Knitters Day Out Festival, and one of the other vendors there had copies of the V-Neck Boxy by Joji Locatelli, so I had to get that one too. I got the first one. I needed this one too. This one, though, however, is knit from the top down, so not sure when I'm going to get to it because I have so many other sweaters in my queue right now, but yeah, this is happening at some point in the future. So, that's all I have as far as crafty content goes. Now I'm going to do a little bit of bobbing around and kind of talk about the month that well, more like a month and a half, that in review and what's been going on in my life in general, and that will be followed by some shop information and just some updates for you guys on where I'm going to be. So we did the Garden State Sheep Breeders Festival at Hunterdon County Fairgrounds in New Jersey. It's out near Flemington, New Jersey. And it was so nice to meet everybody out there. If I got to meet you in person out there, thank you for coming by and seeing us. And I'm hoping to be there again next year. I haven't gotten any information on next year's festival, but it was a really good trip. It was a really nice time. We came back from that, and then the following weekend or so, we did take a little bit of a camping trip with my mom and my stepdad, which was nice. Doug, unfortunately, we're not sure what happened. My mom and I had gone into bed already, and my husband was sitting out around the campfire. He mentioned to Doug that he was going to bed. You know, Todd got up, grabbed his chair, and went to put it under the awning so it wouldn't get damp with dew, and all he heard was a loud gong kind of noise, and turned around and realized Doug had actually fallen into the fire pit. We don't know if he lost his balance or was half asleep, and it's hard to say. But he did end up with some pretty nasty burns on his legs. They are beginning to heal, and he is fine otherwise. There was no serious injury, but it could have been really nasty. But yes, Doug is on the mend, my stepdad. I also had Sip and Stitch at the coffee shop up in Blairsville, which was very nice. It was just a little short 2-hour event, but it gave me a chance to talk to some people, meet some others who didn't know so much about, you know, my business, or that there were even things like that around, and, you know, got to tell them about some upcoming local festivals, that kind of thing. Karen was just so nice, and I did do a special colorway that was just for the coffee shop. She has given me permission to bring it into general rotation for the shop, so that's going to be a new color coming up, you guys. I'm not going to show it to you yet. I will show it to you once I get photos and actually get it in the store. And then this past weekend, we were out at Central Pennsylvania University for Knitters Day Out, and we got to see a lot of old friends there, met quite a few new friends, and just had a really, really nice time. So if you came to Knitters Day Out, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was really nice to see you. Now, update on Madison. Madison, we've been picking on her a little bit. She is, if you're not aware, in the United States Air Force, and she is stationed at Tyndall Air Force Base, which is down near Panama City, Florida. Florida, if you've been watching the news and not living under a rock, has been receiving an ungodly number of hurricanes, tropical storms, and all kinds of other nice stuff since she's been down there. But thankfully, everything to date has pretty well just grazed them or missed them entirely. So she is fine. Everything is good there. She's doing well. She's actually going to be leaving here shortly for training up in Georgia. She'll be up there for a month. And right after she gets back from her training and is back at her base, Todd, myself, and my mother-in-law, Cookie, are going down to Florida to see her for a week and just spend some time with her. We have tickets. We're going to go over to Orlando and see Universal Studios and just generally have a good time. And as my husband keeps telling her, we're going to be celebrating Hallow Thanksmas while we're down there. Because Maddie won't be able to come home for any of the major holidays this winter. So we're going to cover Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and celebrate mine and Todd's birthdays with her while we're down there. Okay. Now, on to shop update, info, just general talk of, business and all that other good stuff. If you're not interested in any of that, I do understand. I appreciate you spending this much time with me today. And if you are, let's go ahead and get on with that. So the very first thing I want to talk to you, next Saturday, October 21st, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., I will be at the Delmont Fire Hall in Delmont, Pennsylvania, near the intersections of Route 22 and 66, at the Rags Fiber Affair Annual Market, which is happening at the Delmont Fire Hall. It's a nice little independent festival, just a one-day thing. About 21 vendors, I think, is what she had posted on the last thing I saw. All of which are independent business owners. They're small businesses. Most of them are owned by women or husbands and wives, that kind of thing. Lots of independent dyers. So please stop out just to have a look around, say hello, and see what's going on in this area. Then on Saturday, October 28th, Halloween weekend, I will be at Yarnbird's Nest out in Gahanna, Ohio, near Columbus, for a trunk show and some afterthought heel classes. I do think Robin still had some spaces available. You'd have to check her website. There is a link in the show notes. We're going to be having, after the classes are done, we're going to have a Halloween party. There's supposed to be a costume contest, and the movie Hocus Pocus is going to be playing. So please stop out. You don't have to come in costume. You can just come out to shop for yarn. Robin's having a bunch of sales. I'll have some stuff there that she doesn't currently have, some of which are going to be some of my new bases, and just generally having a good time. It's going to be kind of relaxed, laid back, but you can come out, talk to me, touch the yarns in person if you haven't seen them, and if you have time early in the day and are interested, come take an afterthought heel class with me. You are more than welcome. Again, that's Saturday, October 28th. If I could talk, we'd be doing really good today. Let's see, what else do we have? Now, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, first off, why not? Next, I want to talk to you about a couple of the special collaborations that I've been doing. The first one I want to show you, I was contacted by Rick of Whimsy Stitches Designs. If you are not familiar with him, his pages. He makes some of the most incredible project bags, and you really need to check his shop out. But he had contacted me. He wanted to do a special collaboration with a bag and a heel toe kit to go with it. So he he picked out this heel toe kit. This is my Autumn Orchard colorway from the main, and the Warm Honey Mini to go with it, on the Mon Sock Sparkle Heels and Toes set. Okay, the main skein is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. There's about 460 yards to the big skein, and then the mini is 70%, excuse me, or 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, or yeah, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. And there's approximately 87 yards, 87 to 90 in the mini. So it's more than enough to do a full pair of socks with your heels and your toes, or your toes and your cuffs, or if you have enough and you have small feet, you can do both heels, toes, and cuffs, all in the mini color. If you don't do socks, do a shawl and use the mini for trim. But yeah, Rick picked this color out, and then he created these gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous zipper bags. Okay, so you have your project bag, and it is a pretty, it's a good size bag. You know, it's got a boxed bottom. It'll easily hold 2 to 3 skeins. And the handle has a D-ring. You can move it to wherever you want it to be. But when you buy the kit, you get both the bag and the heel toe kit to match. I have, as of this recording, 6 of these sets left. He had 3 or 4. There's not that many. He only did 20 sets total, 10 for each of us. So if this is something you think you might want, I would recommend you go grab one and grab them quickly. So that was the first one. And I will put a link to the shop in the show notes if you don't have it marked on Etsy. The second one, I was contacted by Wanda of Twisted Yarn and Fiber Company out of Virginia. I think it's Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. And she sent me a swatch initially of the fabric for this bag. Again, it's a medium-sized project bag. It will hold 2 to 3 skeins. There is the exterior fabric. Has a nice fixed handle on it. And the zipper is changed. Some are blue and some are white, but there is the interior of the bag. How cute is that? It even has the little guide on the side for your yarn. You thread your yarn through it. That one is a fixed ring though. You can't separate it to get your yarn out. So yeah, here's the inside of the bag. The doors, I don't know if you can see that, the doors actually go with the houses on the outside. So you get the bag, you get this little pull. You can use it as a zipper pull, you can use it as a progress keeper, whatever you decide to do. And then to go with it, I dyed up a new base. This is the Highlands Festival yarn in the Holiday Lights color. It's one of my tweeds, but if you can see, the tweed is pink and yellow and green and blue. And at the moment, this is only available in this kit. I do not have this color separately. I actually don't have any of the Highland Festival colors on the website yet. But you get all of this in the kit. A little zipper pull, the bag, and the yarn. 435 yards in the skein of yarn, so it is enough to do a reina or a pair of socks or something along those lines. Now those, Wanda did 20 kits for each of us, so 40 kits total. I think I still have 16 as of this recording, but I'm not sure how long those are going to last either. So I am working on photos for the new yarn bases. As I get them done and ready to go in the shop, I will try to do a podcast and tell you about them. But the best way to know about any of the new stuff I have going on is definitely to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Or if you don't do Instagram, definitely get on, follow the Facebook page, because then you will absolutely see when I'm putting new stuff in the shop. I do think that's all I have to talk to you about for right now. Kind of crammed a whole lot of stuff in one little episode, but hopefully I can get back in the saddle here. It's calming down just a little bit and get back to a more regular recording schedule. We'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath, but you know, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So, until next time, you guys, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and happy crafting. I will talk to you later. Bye.